Did any of you ever find yourself in that bittersweet dilemma where college football was back, but that also meant you had to go to class? It was just such a rough life we all had back in those days, huh? As for Duke and UNC, they're less than a week away from the regular season and are only worried about winning on the gridiron. For the Blue Devils, 2017 is all about becoming bowl eligible after missing a bowl game for the first time since 2011 with a poor 4-8 overall record. But all eyes are also on sophomore quarterback Daniel Jones, who hopefully can prove he is a consistent leader under center. As for the Tar Heels, their roster did a 180 over the summer as 8 different starters joined the NFL, including quarterback Mitch Trubisky. It's fair to believe these teams can reach 7 to 8 wins this season, but at this point, there is no time for excuses for either team.
It's hard anytime you lose guys of that caliber, but you know, it's something that we do in college football every year. You have a group of seniors that leave, and so you hope you've done a good job of recruiting. You hope you've done a good job of establishing your culture so that the kids understand what it means to be a Tar Heel, what the expectation level is.
So I can't afford to say I'm going to focus on throwing deep balls all summer. I'm going to focus on picking up this blitz all summer. It's been specific, but trying to cover as many aspects of the game as possible.
And here is a look at the first game of the season for both squads. The Blue Devils should be able to sneak away with a victory against North Carolina Central. While it's an all-time first for the Tar Heels, they will host Cal for the first time in program history, but you really can't say it's a guaranteed victory when you realize the team is 9-11 in opening games in the past 20 seasons. We all know it must be an awkward situation for any rookie quarterback fighting for the starting job over an NFL vet. Most usually take a back seat for a year, learn the system, among many other things. But for Mitch Trubisky, he's really starting to make the coach's job difficult on who should be the starter for Week 1. And what you're about to see makes me happy. I don't have to make that decision. Trubisky facing the Titans with a slim lead in the fourth quarter, and the Rook led quite the drive. On 2nd and a mile, watch as number 10 threads the needle to Titus Davis in traffic for the first down, and then later Trubisky, same drive, showing poise in the pocket as he connects with Daniel Brown to move the chains yet again. But this is what we were waiting for, a real NFL throw. Trubisky, 2nd and 14, off the play fake, plenty of time in the pocket, airing this downfield with an absolute dime to Tanner Gentry for the 45-yard touchdown. So who do you start Week 1 now, Coach? Trubisky, 10 of 15 for 128 yards and that one touchdown, while Mike Glennon, the current #1 quarterback, threw for 134 yards, but no touchdown. But hey, the Bears still win 19-7.
Would like it to go a little smoother. Missed a couple passes in the beginning that I make those easy throws, but I'll get that. Something to just continue to improve on and go from there. But I thought I was able to create a rhythm as I was in there for the next couple drives.
How about some golf? First round of the FedEx Cup playoffs, and it was a duel between Jordan Spieth, who just sneaks this long par putt to stay at 13 under, and Dustin Johnson needing to make this 17-foot par putt of his own to force a playoff on 18.
Come on,
and it just rolls in. So during the playoffs, Spieth found himself on the fringe with a very tough birdie attempt. This is after a Dustin Johnson 341-yard drive. He comes up short on the left, while Johnson, his second shot, put him in perfect position for a near tap-in birdie. And keep in mind, DJ, he had to rally from a 3-stroke deficit to earn his 4th win of the year in his 16th career victory. It's time for a quick TV timeout, but coming up in just a few minutes, we take you to Wisconsin, the site of an unlikely winner with a shot at the playoffs on the line in the Xfinity Series. Find out who it is in less than 4 minutes. I used to think betting was fun until I lost every single time and realized, wow, this whole losing money thing really isn't for me. And if you were ever to bet on NASCAR, I'd tell you don't do it. Please. Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin is a perfect example. Ever since 2010, each year has produced a different driver in victory lane in the Xfinity Series. Come 2017, you guessed it, we had a new winner yet again. I hope you didn't make a bet, because 32-year-old Jeremy Clements hadn't won a single Xfinity Series race until now. Clements coming in first place for the first time in 256 races, all while earning a playoff berth for the first time ever in his career. It was a huge day for number 51 and his crew, a gigantic upset, and now he will keep racing as he is locked into the 12-driver Xfinity Series playoffs. The Winston-Salem Dash at home trying to make it 2 straight wins over their division leader, but their opponent had other plans. In the 5th inning, Anibal Sierra sends this to left field over the wall, good enough for his 4th homer of the year, a 3-run shot at that, and the 4-0 lead. The Dash, they could not force any type of comeback as they fall at home, 7-1 the final score. You'd never think a group of 13-year-olds could ever create a dynasty, but when it comes to the Little League World Series, it kind of looks that way. Japan facing Texas in the championship game with a chance to exceed their 10th overall title. And I'll be honest, this kid looks like he is enjoying life, napping in the outfield. Kind of looks like me on my dinner break. As for the first pitch of the ball game, you cannot do much better. Chandler Spencer rocks this pitch past the wall for the 1-0 lead, but Japan, they were not fazed in the slightest. Bottom 4th, Natsuki Yajima, nearly the same exact spot as Spencer, but this was for the 5-run lead. Japan dominates from the first time they stepped up to the plate to the last, winning the Little League World Series for the 5th time since 2010 and 11th time overall. They win 12-2 by the mercy rule. Absolutely incredible. Congrats, boys. And finally, there's nothing quite like snagging a souvenir at a ball game unless, that is, you failed doing so. A fan at this Mets-Nationals game was wearing a Captain Obvious uniform. And if you look closely, he missed grabbing the foul ball, but it's like he knew this would happen, or this wasn't the first time, because he's holding a sign that says, I didn't catch that ball, but at least he's honest about it, right? Right. I didn't catch it.
You need in life to expect that you're going to win. Right? Expect that you're going to be able to do things. And the fact that he came with that sign, it's amazing. That's like expecting bad weather's heading our way.